Yo, hey YouTubers, what's going on? This is your boy once again, RKO2582, here to give my thoughts along with favorite memories of this superstar, the second City Saint, the straight edge savior. Yep, it's our boy CM Punk, and I just wanted to make this video just because of it was made official last night on Raw that CM Punk is indeed leaving WWE after Money in the Bank, which is July 17th, which is also at where else? CM Punk's hometown in Chicago inside the Allstate Arena. And I just wanted to say a few of my favorite CM Punk memories during his WWE career. Um, Back in 2006, when he at the time at WrestleMania 22, when I didn't know who he was part of that Cena entrance, the whole Chicago old school Chicago theme, back in the 30s, the mobsters and all that stuff, and of course when he arrived in ECW and the Hammerstein Ballroom, which they were in New York City, and he beat up Justin Gabriel. Yeah, no, not Justin Gabriel. No, it was just incredible. Sorry, yeah, got mixed up. He proved to me that night. I was looking at him like, man, this Punk kid is really good. And I heard about him before he arrived, like his ROH stuff, saying like he used to do the pedigree, or the way he calls it, the Pepsi plunge. But yeah, so I just couldn't wait for CM Punk, and then he proved to me in that night he had arrived. And then later on in the year, towards the end of '06, he got the headline at that December to December pay-per-view, which didn't do well. Yeah, from when I remember. Yeah, and he got the headlines of pay-per-view. He was part of that elimination. I mean, no, sorry, Extreme Elimination Chamber match. And yeah, sadly, yeah, he didn't get to win that match. Even though I was happy that Tom Lashley won it, but at least he got the headline of pay-per-view. And then '07 comes around, and then he's still doing good in ECW. Then they try to get him to join the Extreme Originals or the New Breed, and then he thought he was joining the Extreme Originals. Then he finally joined the New Breed, but he didn't stay too long with the New Breed because people were still somewhat cheering for him despite him going to the New Breed. But yeah, he was yeah, and then he had a good feud with Elijah Burke, or in TNA he's the Pope. But yeah, those had good matches. And I remember that match he had at them at Judgment Day. Yeah, it was a good long match, even though it kind of went too long because yeah, but it was still a good match. And then later on in the year was when he feuded with John Morrison at the time. And those two can work, man. Those two had a good rivalry, and the matches were second to none. And then the match at Great American Bash, SummerSlam, and of course when CM Punk on an ECW show finally won the ECW title, and I marked out like freaking crazy when that happened. And yeah, and it was a good feeling. And then he was a good ECW champion. I'm not gonna lie, he was. And then 2008 comes. In my definition, was the year of Punk. And kicking off the year, sadly he lost the ECW title to Chavo Guerrero, but that didn't stop him, and actually made him stronger for later on. And then WrestleMania comes around. He 24, and he wins Money in the Bank, even though a lot of people had pushed Jeff Hardy to win Money in the Bank, which he probably would have if he hadn't got suspended. But who cares? At least second CM Punk winning was a blessing in disguise. I must say, it was a blessing. And later on, like I think in June, late June, he finally cashed in on Edge, and he won the World Heavyweight Championship. And I marked out again. I was saying Punk wins, Punk wins, Punk wins, like crazy, and I was marking out like hell, and it was just a great feel good moment of 2008. And he won Slammy for that. I know, for like oh my god moment of the year, which rightfully deserved that. Because it really was an oh my god moment. Because I never would expect CM Punk to finally catch it and win it. on Raw, and he brought the world title back from Raw after you thought the world title and WWE title were both on SmackDown. So yeah, and it was a good feeling. Then he had a good, somewhat decent reign. You know, I hate the fact that he lost the world title without him being beaten, since he didn't get to compete in the championship scramble back in Unforgiven 2008. And then, but he got to win the Intercontinental Championship when he beat Regal towards sometime in 2008, and he was a tag team champ too. So yeah, with Kofi, with my other boy Kofi Kingston, and they were a good team. Punk and Kofi Kingston were awesome as a team. Yeah, until John Morrison and The Miz beat them. Yeah, so like I said, 2008 was the year of Punk. He was an all-star. Like I said, he was ECW champion, Money in the Bank winner, World Heavyweight champion, World Tag Team champion, and of course Intercontinental champion. That right there, like I said before, proved he was a bona fide main eventer in my book. So yeah, and then 2009 comes, and he was doing all right, and then of course WrestleMania comes, WrestleMania 25, and then once again he's your Money in the Bank winner for the second time in a row, back to back, never been done, and he got to cash it in at Extreme Rules with Jeff Hardy, and then he got to be a two-time world champion, and then that's hence when the rivalry between him and Jeff Hardy started. And it was a good rivalry, I must say. I think it was one of the good rivalries of 2009, and especially their match at SummerSlam, the TLC match. It was a good ass match. I mean, and I was surprised seeing Punk beat Jeff Hardy at his own game. I know, and it was amazing. If Jeff Hardy hadn't left in the company, I think they could have done a little bit more. Since a lot of people passionate Punk fans, there were a lot of passionate Hardy fans. It was split. It was so crazy that it even followed them during the house shows that they were doing at the time. I'm dead serious. And then, of course, I know later in the year, then his world title reign ended when Undertaker beat him at Hell in a Cell, which I heard he pretty much dominated Punk in that match. Punk didn't even stand a chance, and then that's when kind of like I said, the downfall of Punk started. And then but 2010 is when he started to get back up, with the Straight Edge Society, and then oh god, my favorite moment was when he sung Happy Birthday to Rey Mysterio's daughter Aaliyah. That was the creepiest happy birthday I've ever heard in my life. And and then it led him up to WrestleMania with him and Mysterio. Um, yeah, and oh god, Extreme Rules, and then of course Over the Limit when he had to shave his head, balls, and all that crap. And yeah, and yeah, CM Punk was just as good as a heel as he was a face. That's what it taught me when he was a heel. So and then I enjoyed him being on the commentary table, and I thought he did so much better than Michael Cole's jackbag bitch ass. And I'm thinking that could be his second career of wrestling. If he's done with wrestling, he needs to do commentary just like Booker T is right now. So yeah, I'll put him future commentator. And then of course this year, my recent moment with him this year was him finally winning the number one contender spot for the WWE Championship. And like I said, Money in the Bank, it's either win or go home for CM Punk. So I know Punk will pretty much put out the performance of a lifetime when he faces Cena at his hometown inside the Allstate Arena. And we pretty much know they're gonna back CM Punk all the freaking way and boo Cena right out of the building, because they'll probably boo him just like did the last time he was there in Allstate with the whole Rock Cena Miz thing, because they were booing Cena their hearts out that night too. So I pretty much expect that once again. And well, that's all I wanted to say for my thoughts and favorite moments for CM Punk. And oh, one more thing, with CM Punk leaving, I'm kind of bummed like everyone else that he is indeed leaving. And yeah, like you say, when someone leaves WWE, I wish CM Punk the best in his future endeavors. You understand? So this is your boy RKO 2582 signing off.